Yes, hello, it's Marcus here from Savvy Solutions coming at you with this week's sales tip. So this week we're talking about the golden rule is broken. What's the golden rule and why is it broken? Hang about and we'll share with you. But there is a golden rule that many of us have been adhering to, and those who haven't come across this learning before will be applying it. And if you are applying it, you'll miss the mark slightly or severely in 75% of the cases. Yeah, can I back this up? Absolutely. Hang about and I'll share with you. And is it that severe? Yeah, it is. So you might slightly miss the mark or you might severely miss the mark, but you will miss the mark in 75% of cases if you're not aware of the fact that this golden rule is broken. So what's the golden rule? The golden rule is treat others as I would like to be treated. Treat others as you would like to be treated is the golden rule. Now, this works great as a philosophy, but in business, it's highly flawed. Why is it highly flawed? Because approximately 25% of the people that you meet will like to be treated how you do. Okay, so there's a macro pattern in human experience and then there's micro patterns. The macro pattern is every human being on the planet likes to feel valued, respected, appreciated, and known. Okay, it's a bit of a no-brainer. But the way in which people feel valued, respected, appreciated, and known differs considerably. It differs enormously. And roughly speaking, the science of DISC, which is human behavioural profiling, been around in DISC tests since the 1970s. 50 million have been done. And roughly a quarter of the population hangs out in this quadrant, a quarter hangs out in this quadrant, a quarter in this quadrant, and a quarter in this quadrant. So if you are treating people how you like to be treated, there's a 25% chance that they hang out in your quadrant, which means they feel valued, respected, appreciated, and known in the same way in which you do, which means it's an outstanding strategy and it's going to be very successful. However, and there's a 75% chance of this, they hang out in one of the other three quadrants, depending on which quadrant it is, you'll miss the mark slightly or severely, because the diagonal quadrants are the most opposing. You'll miss the mark slightly or severely. And this is why when you've had a sales conversation and sometimes it's gone outstandingly well and you've gone, my goodness, that went phenomenal, I can't believe how easy that was. Typically, that means you have just sold to somebody who hangs out in your quadrant, okay? And so that's why you've been remarkably effective. But the ones where it's just made all the sense in the world for them to go ahead and it's felt great and the meeting seemed to go wonderfully well for you, but nothing's occurred, no outcome has occurred from that, probably what that means is they were hanging out in a different quadrant to you and the way in which they like to feel valued, respected, appreciated, and known wasn't delivered to them. So what's the solution to this? The solution is get yourself educated on DISC if you're in sales. It's incredibly critical, particularly if you've got any sort of a duration to your customer experience. Because if you've got a bit of duration there, then you've got the time to use the human behavioural profiling to understand which quadrant they're in. Now, you can learn to do this within about a minute of meeting someone, and you can even learn to do it over the phone. And once you know that, okay, so I reckon they're probably hanging out in this quadrant. You can then also know how that quadrant likes to be spoken to feel valued, respected, appreciated, and known. And then you can use behavioural flexibility to tailor your approach while staying 100% authentic to you, to tailor your approach in a way that's going to be well received by them. And this is the adjustment to the golden rule. It is not treat others as you would like to be treated. It is treat others as they would like to be treated. And in order to know this, you just need to know some tools, and DISC, human behavioural profiling, is a phenomenal tool for this to occur. So I trust this makes a lot of sense and it stimulated some new thought to those who have not come across this before. And if you've got any questions, let me know and I'll make sure you're taken care of. Have a phenomenal finish to your week in sales.